Right then, we are ready to move on to the next month. And last episode we sent all of our minions, not minions, all of our employees to do certain tasks. I think I've chose the right guy for the right job, so we'll see if that comes to fruition. But let's do it next month. So end of November 2020. We did well. We've got like a 50% approval rating. Nice. We got positive from victory speech and lame duck. Nice, nice, nice. So now December. So actually we've only got a couple of months to fulfill certain promises. We'll have to look into that soon. So Antonio Estaba. Buddy, Clint says he's drafted up a super legally secure version of your first executive order. Excellent. I knew it was right to put Clint on that. According to him, not a single bastard judge will be able to prevent these documents from being declassified. Yes. Clint has prepared a summary of the decree for you. Check out what he's come up with. The US government is keeping its documents on UFO and Area 51 secret from the public. You will declassify all documents that mention UFOs. Bruh. I could have wrote that, man. Are you kidding me? Mate. Can we do anything with this? Lads, I pay this guy 44 grand a month to write up this legal document. Okay. Go on, Clint. Alta. Okay. Honey, Alta has finished with the draft and has an abstract for you that covers the main points. So this is the draft of the amendment. 28. No president of the United States shall be prosecuted after their term in office is over for the decisions made before the term was over. Sounds good to me. And Ollie, how did he do? Tina Way, HR manager. Mr. President, Ollie compiled psychological profiles for each of the positions, loaded a list of resumes into a machine, and it assigned the best people to all positions. Only time will tell how full automation will prove itself, but the people are already impressed with our progressive approach to human resources policy. Ollie, you absolute legend. I knew this guy was a boss. I knew he was good. Okay. We still got a 7 mil and we've only got 2 mil. We've got 11 months left. What are the President-elect supporters saying? Will life in America be better now that Russia controls the elections? Joe Lynn, right in the centre. This guy's a mug. The country still hasn't recovered from the shock of the presidential elections. Rumour has it that the establishment circles that President faced won't be given up so easily and is planning both formal procedures and informal manoeuvres to remain in the White House for as long as possible. Well, that's true. I don't think this guy's a muppet as well. He's going to make my life hard. Fuck him. I'm going to do him. Conrad Glover. Tell you what, brother. The new president, that's Coyote. I know him. I used to go on runs for him back in the 90s. I figured one of the competition took him down by now. But look, he's been rising high. Oh shit. And Clint works for him too. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Like it and retweet it. Look at this idiot spreading shit. David Cedar, Prime Minister of Israel. Greetings, Mr. President-elect. I've come to New York on an unannounced visit to handle a personal matter. I'm sure you're extremely busy right now, but if you could give me some time, I would be most grateful to meet you in person. I think I will meet him. Alta. So, how about giving those journalists a public flogging? We have all the documents we need to expose the rumours and fabrications. Excellent. I want to do this. The main thing is to keep calm and hammer the facts. Deny everything that they're trying to hang on you. Once the journalists realise they can't provoke you, they'll calm down. Right, that's where we're gonna win here. We're gonna smash the journalists. You've received the first document you can sign. All signable documents are stored in a separate tab. You can start signing documents as soon as you are inaugurated, but you can use the time before you become president to lobby for your first executive order. Lobbying costs money, but if you hype up a document before you sign it, it will give you a bigger ratings bump. Ah. Okay. Lobbying takes a month. Each document can be lobbied twice for an even bigger ratings boost. So we're going to get an 8% boost. 8% is no joke. 100 grand. Fuck it, lads. Let's do it. I need this to pass. Because at the fourth, I know we're trying to do other things, but at the forefront we need to fulfill our promises to the people. Because that in itself is going to just boost the tits off my ratings. So we need this, and we need to donate $1 million to charity. They're the two things I need to do. Right. 1 month. To speed up window and text animations, hold down the right mouse button. I've actually set them as fast anyway, so we should be okay with that. Right, tell you what, let's do the Fabricated Rumor. This is going to be funny. Members of the press, thank you for coming. Mr. President-elect is ready to answer your questions. Johanna Rizzuto. Sir, my name is Johanna Rizzuto. I'm from Just DC. On behalf of all my colleagues and the American people, I must ask you, how do you feel about being elected president? Have you gotten used to the idea yet? I feel great. I'm constantly stressed. Wait, we had a press conference so you could ask about that. I feel great. I'm getting ready for the inauguration. I'm sure that America will be happy to hear that. My question is this, right here it comes. Are you really planning to declassify our military secrets and share them with the Russians? No. We've got to deny everything, lads. Deny, deny, deny. I know a few Russian words. I'm not saying that that's a complete lie. That's the one I'm probably going to go with. I'm not going to comment on this nonsense. Does anyone have a serious question? No, it's a complete lie. In that case, how do you comment on the fact that your wife's Russian relatives, whom she passed the secret information that she gets from you? Mate, she doesn't have any Russian relatives. You can see for yourself in her family tree, mate, this is exactly how we planned it. Wait, so you're saying it's not true? Ladies and gentlemen of the media, please don't forget to check your facts before asking questions. I'm looking at you, Joe. Yes, Alta, I checked everything. Oh, Jolene, here we go, this mug. Say I'm Jolene, from the newspaper right in the centre. My question is, do you know anything about the reports that the election day voting machines were hacked? It's troubling. My headquarters in the Faithless administration are studying these reports of hacking. That's a lie, there were no hacks in Florida. I don't know anything about that. Now wait there. Do you know anything about the reports that the election day voting machines were hacked? Fuck, I've actually forgot. What did we say? Well, we know it's definitely not true. So what we could do is... let's say this because we need to take this into consideration. It's troubling about reports, but we're studying it and then we're obviously going to find out it's not true, isn't it? Because obviously we need to bring the Faithless administration into that as well because they hate me. So are they going to find the same answer? And he never asked about that. And if I say I don't know anything about that, it's going to make me look incompetent. It's troubling, yeah. Mr. President-elect, according to my sources, you are now working on an amendment to the Constitution, and all the noise surrounding your first executive order is just cover. Oh shit, that is right though, isn't it? Would you please comment? You journalists are the ones making the noise. We're quietly working on several initiatives. Don't shut them down because that'll just make them have more power. Yeah. You're the ones making the noise. We're quietly working on several initiatives. We just need to be calm. Don't throw insults or anything. That's just a way to lose. Is it true that you are preparing to introduce an amendment in case the Supreme Court blocks your executive order? The Supreme Court won't be blocking anything. We're doing everything in accordance with the law. Ladies and gentlemen, I did warn you, but you wouldn't listen. Unfortunately, we're forced to conclude this press conference. Just a moment, Alda. Let me share a few thoughts on closing. Come on, and my lads, we're going to Billy Big Bollocks this. Friends, next time come to the press conference properly prepared. I will soon be president, ladies and gentlemen, and you will pay for this. Folks, I appreciate I appreciate your professionalism, but I must also ask you to appreciate my time. Thanks to those of you who followed the rules of proper decorum today. Until next time. I don't know how well that went. I actually cannot judge it, but we'll see. I think, oh, cowboy, they wanted a war and they got one. You started strong and did everything we planned. I'm glad you didn't fall for their I did it. Provocations, good. Joe was clearly trying to catch you up, but you handled that perfectly. For future reference, if something like this happens again, it wouldn't be a bad idea to show a little emotion. The people can understand that, okay. Those bastards were being completely disrespectful. I had to stop them before they forced you to blurt out something. Fair enough. Oh, we got a 0.3% boost. I mean, that's okay. Mr. President-elect has challenged convention and crushed it. Rather than sitting safely behind his team, he launched a counter-attack against the mainstream media and emerged victorious. Left 4 Dead who works for, we fucking destroyed them. Alvaro Guardado. Sir, will you give me an autograph for my nieces and nephews? Oh shit, this same thing happened in, I'm sure this happened in Sue's reign as well. Yeah, of course I will. Melissa Jenkins, Prosecutor General. Sir, President Faye signed an executive order pardoning 100 convicts. Among them were his cousin Thomas, sentenced for cocaine possession, a wealthy heiress who was serving time for fraud, and a businessman convicted of tax evasion. It's scary to imagine 100 dangerous criminals roaming free in our beautiful country. Would you like me to delay the pardon procedure so the convicts don't get out until Faith is out of office? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yakdor Rashid, head of the Natural Resources Defense Council. Mr. President, your predecessor withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. In the meantime, US greenhouse gas emissions have increased by 8%. Why don't we sign the treaty again and protect America from extinction? No. No. Let's think about the implications. If we say yes, it's greatly going to affect business. Which means less money, which means we're not going to be, the businesses aren't going to be happy with us. The people probably won't be happy with us. But if I'm honest, even in real life, as much as people talk about climate change and all that, the majority of people don't give a fuck. It's a small minority. No, I'm not signing that. Future First Lady Ellie. Honey, the editor of a body positive magazine invited me to do a shoot for their 2021 calendar. I would love to do it, but first I want to check with you. It is supposed to be a nude photo shoot without makeup or retouching. Would you agree to let the whole world see your First Lady unadorned? No, I would not agree to that. No chance. Is everyone back? Okay, everyone's back from their duties and they've all done a great job. Right, an unexpected visit. Let's go and meet this guy of was it Iran, was it? Where was he from? Oh, he's meeting up with Feist as well. Good evening, Mr. President-elect. Please take a seat. Mr. Cedar, are we not having a private meeting? I'm not even acknowledging this guy. Mr. President-elect, you can still have your private talk with David, but for today, show a little mercy. There's nothing left for me once my term is up, and soon there will be no one left to talk to. Why do you fret so, my friend? I'll always find time for you. Mr. President-elect, please excuse him. Joe is a great man. He just hasn't yet come to his senses after his recent defeat. Seriously, David, it doesn't bother me at all. I'm overjoyed. Finally, I can get out of that fucking hovel they call the White House. Right, what should we say? Get over yourself, Faith. You only summoned the Prime Minister here so you could cry on his shoulder. Seriously? You really don't want to be present anymore? Your warm welcome at the press conference was a setup. Are you talking about that rumour? You think that was me? You won't believe me, but I'll say it anyway. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know who did exactly, but one of your own people was behind it, along with that journalist Joe. I've already said it, but I'll say it again. Do you think that David and I are heartless bastards who sit around drinking bourbon, while ordinary people are still suffering in poverty. We're not drinking for fun, but out of grief. Our careers have been a serious missed opportunities. Why didn't you publicly apologise? That would have earned you a few more votes. Maybe enough to carry an election. You sure don't ever change, you never admit your mistakes. My greatest mistake was my naivety. When I began my term I had no idea how it would turn out and I paid dearly. And now it's your turn to pay. Or are you naive enough to believe you'll just keep your assets for yourself? No, I assure you, this position carries with it some heavy losses. I called you for one simple reason, you see. There is one powerful person who refuses to admit your victory. Who is it? Stop it, you know who I'm talking about. You've been shitting on Wister. And he wants to get his hands on you. Wister was the guy in the cutscene at the start that was talking to the young guard. Right now he's got a whole army of Secret Service agents guarding you. That's why he's looking for any lead to keep you out of the White House. And I assure you, even if you do make it there, this will not make your life any safer. Things might get even worse. I'm going to become president and take him down myself. It makes no difference. I wouldn't want to spoil the surprises for you in your first days of office. You'll see them soon enough. David, how might I best help our new friend out of this trouble without myself raising any eyebrows? Well, Joe, that's quite the task. I can only share my experiences. I personally orchestrate the leaks that come from my administration. I say what I will do, first, second and third, and in the end I do the fourth instead. Thus I remain unpredictable to my opponents and smoke at the traitors. That's very clever. Like I said before, you're quite the asshole. I myself always keep everything under lock and key, the kind of lock that no one can pick. But our dear friend here doesn't know that art. It would seem that his lock has already been picked. I'm not going to say this because I am planning on lying to as many people as that gets me a benefit. So what do you expect me to do with all this? Don't sit idly but prepare yourself. As I said, a massive assault is already underway against you, and if you're not swept away by the first wave, then the second one will almost surely finish you off. Let's say this. So long as our interests remain intertwined, I will help you. You've already received news from a person who is not publicly connected with me, so no one will learn that I'm helping you. Publicly, I will continue to shake my fist at you, and you must likewise continue your public criticism of me. Keep telling the world that what a bastard I am. Don't worry, it's like sweet music to me, and no one will suspect our collusion. You actually think I'm going to trust you? I'm not falling for this bullshit. I suspect you will soon have little choice in the matter, and then you will act according to your own interests and our own. David will not mind after all. You don't want to see your democracy fall apart, right, old man? Certainly, but I'm counting on you and Mr. President-elect. If trouble catches up to me, I'll be depending on you. And now I'm sorry, but I must be alone with David. He's the only one who can help me out of the pile of shit I find myself in. I have but one simple wish, a quiet retirement. Please try to understand, my friend, and if possible, don't discuss our conversation with anyone, although who would believe you if you did? Mr. President-elect again, please forgive me. It's a pity that we had to meet under such circumstances, but I simply couldn't refuse Joe's request. I promise next time we meet, it'll be just the two of us. Fuck these guys. Fuck these guys, I don't give a fuck. I do what I want. Faithless Electors. Okay. Estaba! Buddy, I decided to bring back the good old days and found out something most unpleasant. We are being spied upon, and no, we're not talking about Secret Service agents. Some shady characters are watching every step we take. According to my old contacts in the FBI, they refer directly to Warren Monger, Head of National Intelligence. Here is a recording I made the other day, abiding by the rules of all secrecy. As soon as I gather more evidence of illegal surveillance, we'll counterattack them together. The tape says, the private conversations of agents, when their superiors hear this, a lot of heads will roll. Tapes like these are not easy to obtain and will fetch a lot of money on the open market. Very good. Buddy, the election campaign has been really stressful on us. Everyone's on edge about to lose their tempers. Alta is bullying Alvaro around. Even Clint can't start tapping on the table whenever anyone talks to him. But of course it's me who suffers the most. You know how sensitive I am. Luckily, an old colleague buddy of mine, the coolest psychologist ever, is in DC right now. He's not cheap. Why don't we call him in to help? He'll have everything sorted out in 10 minutes, otherwise I'll start to lose my mind. 10 grand. 10 G's. Go on then. Chairman at Pharma Suits, Ruben Shapiro. Mr. President, our corporation has created the UPTA-N vaccine. I believe that one day it will eradicate the flu, but the anti-vaccine lobby has been kept on the rise. Now they're calling us greedy baby killers. To increase public trust in pharmaceutics, we've filmed the vaccination movie stars, influencers and politicians. President Feist, for example, has already participated. Would you like to be part of this campaign? One shot in the shoulder and we'll donate $150,000 to your charity account. I mean... I think we just want to be shot in the arm with some random fucking shit. Doesn't even know if it works. 150 grand's 150 grand, though, isn't it? Chairman. Nah, fuck it, I don't want it. I don't want that shit, fuck it. It's not proven. This is you pay me 150 quid just to jab me, just to get more publicity. Fuck that. It needs to be more than 150 quid. 150 quid. 150,000. You've received your first item. To use it, go to the items tab. You can use items to earn ratings, boosters and other bonuses. You can also sell items to Noah. He's always happy to buy compromising evidence and the like, and he knows how to make it pay well. To get new items, go on missions and complete assignments. So the special services tape, sell for 900 grand. Hmm. 900 grand is 900 grand, but why don't we hold on to it for now, in case we can use it as a bargaining chip on something. Darling, I suggest you hold on to blackmail material exactly, unless you urgently need money or approval ratings. There is no need to sell it to Noah right away, it may come in handy when dealing with influential people. Just what I thought. Just what I thought. Right. Faithless Electors. Mate, you need to fucking stop the sugar, bruh. Antonio Staba. Hey man, we have a problem. Remember Ben Trier, who leaked the polling figures ahead of the Wisconsin primary? He became our electors there. So Trier just called and told me that Feist people approached him with an offer. You can guess what they wanted. For him to defy the will of the people and vote with his conscience in the Electoral College. In return, they promised Trier a place in Feist's new administration. You know what that means? Since Feist couldn't win the election fairly, he intends to buy it. Feist has nothing to do with it, Tony. There's other more dangerous people behind this. Nah. Oh. See, I've got mixed feelings on this because Feist wants me to tell them he's a piece of shit in the media. Feist got nothing to do with it, bruh. Are you buying Feist propaganda, man? I never get sick of saying it, he's to blame for everything. But in some states, electors have the right to vote as they please. What do we do? Don't worry, I already figured out a solution. Trier told Feist people that he needed to think about their offer, so we still have a chance to do something if we work out quickly. First we need to figure out what can stop a Wisconsin elector from voting however he pleases, then we'll know what to do. The election law of each state has so many wrinkles, it's enough to trip up the devil himself. When it comes to law, our Clint is a devil's worst nightmare. We should ask him what he thinks. Mr. President-elect, I don't know the laws of each state by heart, but I can quickly learn the responsibilities of Wisconsin electors. Or you could bring a lawsuit against the state and wait for the court to deliberate the rights of Wisconsin electors. Either way works fine, but the courts could take months, and I don't think you have that kind of time. You're the future Commander-in-Chief and don't have to do the dirty work yourself. Use your subordinates instead, but remember that they can't act on their own. The success of each mission depends on your orders. Right. I think suing to change the election law is. I don't think we should do that. It could take a long time. Let's research it. The Wisconsin law does not require electors to vote for the candidate who won in their state. They can vote for you or Faith or Mickey Mouse. That's right, anyone. So if 9 out of Wisconsin's 10 electors support Faith, he'll remain president of the United States. See man, I wasn't just sounding the alarm for no reason. Just imagine what would happen if Faith buys the electors. That's a ready-made scenario for the Second Civil War. We'll have a mess on our hands unless we get real evidence that Faith is trying to perform a coup. Until then, Trey won't release public statement that they tried to buy him. And we better not push him because we don't want to spook-faced people if they're watching him. And that wouldn't look good if we were photographed with him. I say it's time to send Alvaro on a business trip. Let him carefully observe all of Trey's contacts. Faith will send someone to get Trey's answer on this offer. So I'll keep an eye on Trey and take photos of everyone he meets. They won't take your presidency, right? But tell me, should I be all over him to make sure I don't miss anything, or is it better for me to keep my distance? Mate, you just keep your distance. So if I use this one, does that mean I'll lose this guy for a while? I don't think that's a sensible option. Watch Trey from a distance. I think we need to go balls to the wall. I'm going to do this. Let's try out and see what this does. Stay close to him. Missions cause your subordinates stress. If they accumulate, so this is stress points. They'll refuse to work, but a good president can always find a way to get their exhausted employees back on task. Good. So he's got 1 stress. Sir, I don't let my eyes off Trey even for a second, but he yelled at me that faced people wouldn't come if there was a guy with a camera hanging around. I explained to him that it was the only way I could get the evidence we need. Good. But it turned out that Trey was right. We didn't catch any sign of faced people. A journalist noticed me. Some dude in glasses took my picture right outside Trey's house. They're writing that you're bullying Trey with all the other electors. Man, like as I always say, you gotta keep both eyes on the media. Faced people have turned everything on its head, so now we're the ones looking like crooks, but don't worry, we're fighting back. Alta will deal with them. Why so glum, cowboy? The evil newspaper's writing that we're hunting down the poor electors. Nothing to worry about, it's all totally fixable. Just tell me, do we address the issues through the official channels, or are we gossiping? I'm afraid that if we give them a press release now, no one will believe us. The time for that has passed. But if we just spread it by rumour, that's a completely different situation. Yes, rumours are less predictable. Whatever happens will be at the safe distance. It's up to you, cowboy. I'm spreading the rumour. Boom. Cowboy, the journalist wrote everything we needed. The Faced administration is in a panic, denying they had any contact with the electors. Meanwhile, the electors themselves are all pledging to vote according to the will of the people. Man, let me start with the good news. The electors are voting in good faith, and now there's nothing standing between you and the presidency. True, a couple of deserters crossed over to Faith's side, but it wasn't enough to affect the vote. But now for the bad news. Faith and the newspapers he controls keep accusing us of bullying the electors, but I assure you, it's only the crooks from Washington who are believing any of it. Regular people know the truth is on our side. So that was a mixed bag there, but at least we know what the one does. Oh, we gained 1%. No matter how hard the mainstream media tried, they failed to convince the people that power rested in the country's leadership and not in the elections and the people. Even people who didn't vote for the newly elected president were horrified by the shameless attempt of a coup. Nice. Nice. Stress to bits. So they're not allowed to get 5 stress. Okay. I'll just give them a quick handy in the bathroom and the stress levels will be back down to 0. I don't mind selling my body. Fuck it. I take it in the mouth, mine. The Daily Brief. Caught in the elites. Raznia Karadsky, professor of landscape design. Fucking voodoo dolls and shit. Let me have a drink. Mouth like Gandhi's. Sir, did you see how President Face decorated the White House for Christmas? He tied Christmas trees around the pillars and hung weird stuffed animals from the railings. It's a disgrace. I'm your biggest fan, and I'd love to help decorate the President-elect's headquarters for a small fee. Want us to show Face what real style looks like? I actually just don't give a fuck, to be honest. Personal photographer. Sir, have you noticed how stylish the leaders of China and Russia look in their photos? Would you like to look the same? Let me tell you the secret to their photogenic looks. There's an army of makeup artists working for these guys. Why don't we hire some Hollywood makeup and SFX artists to make you look your best? I don't give a fuck, mate. Lawyer. Mr. President, it's too noisy at our headquarters. Alvaro is writing his surreal detective story on a mechanical typewriter. Alta is listening to country music and Ollie is throwing a baseball monotonously against the wall. It stopped me from meditating. Will you allocate some money for soundproofing? Yes. Thank you, Mr. President. Now the walls will absorb all the noise and I can finally focus on my work. Good job, Clint. See, all of these have got 1 bar of stress. Clint's got none. This is good. I think that's where our money is best spent. Let's go over the Daily Brief. Man, those spooks are so arrogant. For weeks now, the CIA has been refusing to send your daily presidential briefing. It's a ton of important information about what's really happening in the world. You have the right to read those briefings from the day you're elected, but the intelligence community is pretending you don't even exist, and unless you're up to speed with the presidential briefings, you won't be able to manage the country once you take office. What are they thinking? That Face will parachute back to the White House on the strength of his little bullying scandal, but don't you worry, I have a plan on how to get their offices and obtain the brief. For this we'll need people who don't create any unnecessary noise. Keep in mind that we won't be able to act remotely. Even their third-rate CIA office is walled off from basic hacker attacks. Find a hole in the CIA security. Recover the daily presidential briefing. Okay, so what's the second one? Caught in the elites. I'm sure you'd like to take a break, but it's a shame. It's time we build bridges with the elites. Otherwise, we simply won't be able to rule the country, so I've arranged a charity event and invited some of the most influential Americans to attend. Without their support, we would get bogged down on the first tight corner. The success of your presidency is hanging in this event. Please bear in mind that the media mustn't catch wind of the fundraiser, or they'll shout that we're selling it to the elites. So don't draw too much attention. Let's keep it quiet this evening. I think Clint needs to go on this. She's excellent at speaking to journalists, so she won't let anything slip. He's good at persuasion. Him and Alta. Now the problem is, Ollie is a hacker. But if we send both of these in to get the information, I know his hacking skills, it might be a red herring that it says he can't be hacked, but he's good at using surveillance hardware and stuff. So they're going on this mission. Because they're professionals. To begin with, let's make sure that the invitations to the fundraiser reach people we want. Who at headquarters best knows how to connect with the elite? During covert operations, no one is safe from unfortunate consequences. If you need help, you can call in extra subordinates for a mission, but keep in mind that they may not be happy to be suddenly summoned. The invitations to the fundraiser reach the people we want. Who at headquarters best knows how to connect with the elite? It's Alta, isn't it? Customize invitations to each of the elites. Ha! I always say my letters work like spells. I sent out personalised invitations to all of our influential and wealthy contacts. It's only been half a day and we already have dozens of people lined up. You'll be wading through a crowd of guest cowboy. Mate, these missions are fucking awesome. Wow, who would have thought that so many influential people would want to come to the fundraiser? Apparently they were just waiting for us to make the first move. Oh, we are smashing fannies in, mate. Someone even left me a note saying that he would donate a symbolic amount to our charity every month. Don't flatter yourself. They only agree to come because they know who wields the power now. Nah. Why be surprised? They're people just like everybody else. Exactly. Although Tony tells me that the elites are all a bunch of vindictive schemers. That's not important right now. You need to focus on making sure that the press doesn't learn anything about the fundraiser, otherwise you'll have a scandal on your hands. I've already sent the Secret Service bonehead home. Relations with the elites are already tense. There's no need to ruffle them with full body searches. Secret Service wouldn't be much help anyway. Any ideas on how we can protect the event from journalists? Post fake legal notice at the entrance bar on the press. Fuck it, I'm gonna go with it. Started Mr. Sir drew up a fake document that appeared to bar all journalists from the gathering and hung it at the entrance. Obviously, we couldn't have legally gotten a document like this from the court, but all we needed was a piece of paper that looked serious enough to scare away the press. Did it work? Regardless, it didn't, man, you fuck. Didn't work. I was a bit naive to think that would work, because journalists don't give a fuck. If I was a journalist, I'd just walk in. They just didn't notice it. One of them managed to get inside the event and take photos. Shit. Have you seen the latest trend on social networks? President sold out. Apparently the media learned about the fundraiser. Like it or not, it just wasn't realistic to hope we could avoid a leak with so many guests. Let's just focus on collecting as many donations as possible. True? Conrad Glover. Burglar. This is a robbery. Everybody against the wall. Hands behind your head and keep your mouths shut. Get to it, boys. Check the storage room on the left. Check the right. I got the entrance. Don't bother with no wallets. We're here for the wine. Just find the bottles with labels I showed you and move it. 2 minutes and we're out. Wait. It's Mr. Coyote. Hey, brother. Do you remember me? Ah. How could I forget your ugly mug? I'm just going to be friends with him. I'll be damned. It's really you. I notice you're a big shot now, always on TV. You've changed a lot. Started choosing your words more carefully, but I still recognise you. And just think, you're the damn president. I told all the homies, yeah, that's my old boss, Coyote, and they told me I'd been smoking too much whack. You got me tripping, like wondering if my brain's busted. You're obviously tripping. What are you doing here? Petty robbery? Brother, you got too much money to know my troubles, and there ain't nothing petty about this robbery. You know how much one of these bottles you got here cost? Tens of thousands. With a score like that, I can retire. You feel like breaking me off a piece? I'll take 70% and you can leave here alive. Ha! I thought you'd only take 60% and you're doing business with friends. Or ain't we friends anymore? Yes, you're causing trouble. In fact, you're messing up a very important charity event. Charity event? Oh, so that's why there's so many people here. And who's the ragdoll you got with you? Ragdoll? Oh, you piece of shit. Conrad, you better think twice before you say anything about my wife. Oh, easy now. I didn't know that was Mrs. Coyote. 1,000 apologies, Mom. Okay, brother, I won't rob anybody. After all, we're old friends. But you should think about keeping me on. Look at the people you got working for you. They're not the tightest security, you know. I never let you down. Alright, guys, let's get out of here. Hey, we bossed that. Fuck, lads. Lads, we prevented a robbery. Well, you kept it together in front of our guests. Everyone must think it was some kind of performance. And you acted your part well, but something tells me the guy meant business. How is it you know that thug? Who's asking me this? My wife. Okay, so I'll be truthful. It's an old acquaintance of mine. We're from the same neighbourhood, but we went our separate ways a long time ago. That's good. I hope we never see him again. Guess it wasn't a good idea to send the Secret Service guys home, but just think, we dealt with those guys ourselves. Thank God it didn't end in tragedy. I do wish we'd spent the evening differently. Maybe next time we can go to Broadway. We haven't been for ages. And this is a souvenir of tonight's dinner, a recording of the guests' conversations. I now carry a tape recorder with me everywhere. On Noah's recommendation, he says no one has ever invented a better device for successful political career. Fucking get in! Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch! Drunken conversations of influential people recorded in a wine cave. Among jokes are blatant racism and harassment. This audio recording could cause problems for those who were caught on it. This is excellent. Approval rating went down 3.6%. It's to be expected. But we got an extra 50 grand a month. Well worth it. Secret Santa. Oh, I just read the important things and clicked next. I actually wanted to read the blurb. Nah, bullshit. At least you can pause it and read it. I can't go back. Okay. Now. Oh, we've got. Now we've. So on these missions, I need to take note whether they're going to take people away from me for a month or not. Because once that was wrapped up, everybody else came with me. They're all available again. So let's do the daily brief. Right. So, how do we get this? We need to get into the offices. We can't act remotely. It's walled off from basic hacker attacks. My guy's not basic hacker. It has to be Alvaro. Okay, it has to be Alvaro. Do you know what it is? I think it's going to be Alvaro and Ollie. I know they said that Ollie's not, but we're not using him for hacking, we're using him for his expertise. Let's try this. Have you heard about the National Intelligence Service Director's son? The guy's name is Dean May. The insolent ass took his mother's maiden name and went to work under his father's wing at one of the CIA's less classified office branches. I guess he's figured that nepotism was rampant in the department and no one would bat an eyelid. I heard plenty of gossip about this Dean May back when I worked at the bureau. They said that the guy doesn't ever do a damn thing, just goes to work to have fun and doesn't even follow standard safety measures, and his father covers him for everything. How about I just fire his father? We don't have the power yet. Feist is still president and we need a brief now. On the other hand, since his father is the director, the kid may well have access to the most secret documents and none of his co-workers will complain. I bet if anyone in foreign intelligence finds out about Dean May, they'll immediately try to recruit him and probably won't even know what he's getting into. Of course, we're no foreign intelligence, we're fighting for the interests of ordinary Americans, and for their sake, we need to go outside the normal procedures of our special services. What use is the law if no one's following it? Are you suggesting we commit a crime? I'm going to commit a crime. Buddy, it's not a crime if we're doing it in the name of America. True? First, we need to find out which secret documents Dean May can access on his computer, and then we'll access them in a way May won't find out about. Do you have anyone in mind who can punish Dean May for his carelessness? Definitely Ollie. Right. I think the cleverest way is to scour his social media. He sounds like that type of prick. If we get information on him. I could go to stress and get the information directly. I'm gonna do this. Chief, the email guy sure is busy. His relationship with the director isn't particularly well hidden, and his workday life is well documented. Almost all of his personal data is wide open. Brilliant. But that's okay. May recently left a comment about his local barista, who works at a coffee shop near his office. I'm waiting for coffee in my office. The gods are expecting you. I hope you find this information useful, Chief. What does that mean? Chief, that DMA guy sure is busy. He's listening to the director pretty well, but that's okay. May recently left a comment about his local barista who works in the coffee shop near his office. I'm waiting for coffee in my office. Gods are expecting you. I'm doing this. Get into DMA's office and the guys of barista and copy all the documents of his computer. Fucking let's do it, bro. You're going to Secret Service. This is the guy's MI5, MI6, MI27. So I got a job at the coffee shop by May's office and found out from my co-workers that he wouldn't start work until they brought him his morning cappuccino. For me, putting milk in coffee is like throwing money away, but I'll do anything for the sake of national interests. When I got to his office, May wasn't at his desk. The only way I could tell he was at work that day was the computer was on and there was an open pack of cigarettes on the desk. But I wasn't going to wait for him to come back. I grabbed his flash drive on his desk and bingo, there's a bunch of documents on it, including the ones you were looking for. Fucking cook the man some fucking eggs! Lads, this game is fucking brilliant. Hey man, check this out. Have you seen what the intelligence service was hiding from us? Sensational stuff here. There's a schism growing in China within mid-level party leaders. In Turkey, another military coup broke out, but the authorities covered it up. An attempt was about to be made against the president of Venezuela, but the plan was cancelled at the last moment. The president of Russia has completely lost it. They are showing old recycled footage of him on TV, while the Security Council has taken up leadership of the country. Nice job, buddy. Finally, I feel like that we've come to power, but the main thing that we put the swaggering assholes in their place before we even got to the White House. Yes, he has fodder with all the information on it. Don't lose it. Intelligence reports on everything that's going on in the world. But nice. Okay, this guy's stressed a bit. So we need to get him to chill out. We need to get him a prostitute or something. Mainstream media report that the intelligence community has finally begun to take the president-elect seriously. Their leadership has finally come to terms with the fact that they failed to get their candidate into the White House. Who's this guy? Oh, is this my lawyer? Clint. Mr. President-elect, it's time for you to decide what you'll do with your assets. Although the law does not require the head of state get rid of them, it's done so that the president's business interests won't influence his political decisions. We can put the assets in a blind trust managed by people you don't know. The assets will be returned to you when you leave the White House. Or you can sell them off now to make money. You can get a handsome sum that exceeds your current cash reserves by about 30 to 40%. True, these assets could have been sold for more money a few years ago. Who knew you would become president? Your predecessors mostly put their assets in a trust fund, but Faith distinguished himself by pretending that he had no assets other than cash and did nothing with them. What will you do? I don't agree with that. So by assets, what does he mean? They will be returned to me when I leave the White House. You think we should go for extra money? Just sell them off so we can afford bribes. Let's make money on what I've got. Because I can't just say I want to keep them. I want to sell them. It wasn't a good time to sell, Mr. President-elect, but you also did not have much of a choice. The assets would still be hanging by a thread for years to come, while the money could be spent. I agree. It's not ideal, but it's what we're working with. Excellent. Mr. President got rid of his assets to avoid a conflict of interest. Now he's only one thing on his mind, the prosperity of America. Fuck yeah. And what do we get? Fucking mil. 1.5 mil. Waste of time that, to be honest. 1.5 mil. I suppose 1.5 mil is 1.5 mil. It's a mil at the end of the day, innit? Which is good because that mil I can actually give to charity. When's that actually going to come up? How do I pay it? No. Where's my promises? Promises. Donate 1,000 to charity. We've got 3 months left. I think when it comes to the time, it'll prompt me to do that. Okay. Secret Santa. It's just a waste of fucking money, Secret Santa, on it. Hey man, I need your help. We're having a Secret Santa party at headquarters and I need to come up with a gift for Ellie. And honestly, I have no idea what she likes. Fanny blasters. Anything electronic that blasts fannies off. It's too bad. We've worked together so much, but I know almost nothing about her. She's a nice person, but keeps to herself, and I'd hate to get something like she didn't like. You gotta help me out, man. No problem, I'll tell you what to do. She's been really tired and has trouble falling asleep. I bet she'd like a silk sleeping mask. An antique coffee table. She's recently been assembling a wine collection. Give her a fancy wine bottle corking system. Ah. I don't really want to encourage her drinking, to be honest. Go for the wine collection corking system. That's really thoughtful. You mean that device that makes a microscopic hole in the cork so it doesn't get stuck in the bottle? A friend of mine has one of those. I had never even thought of that. Thanks, man. Welcome, bruh. My dear President. Were you my Secret Santa? I would have loved to be, but you decided not to invite me to your little game. You'd have loved to. As I recall, we agreed not to celebrate Christmas. Alta probably caught wind of it. Wasn't she the one who chose my present? By the way, I played Secret Santa for Alta, and I gave her a cowboy hat. You can't imagine how perfectly it suits her. She told me on several occasions that she'd never dare buy one for herself, so she was happy. I just told her how our dinner in the wine cave turned into a disaster. It wasn't a disaster. I went alright, actually. When did you manage to get so close to Alta? I don't really care about that. The fascination with spaghetti westerns always seemed a little hell to me. I'll insist that she wears it every press conference. Yes, and bring a lasso too. If she doesn't like one of the questions she hears, she'll hog-tie the journalist right there in front of the cameras. Mate, we need to get this to happen. Okay, that was fun, but I need to go to work on that amendment. I'll probably be up late again, so don't wait up for me, okay? Okay. Wolf Hyde, Head of Security Service. Sir, your victory in the election is indisputable, and as far as I can see, but some of Faith's supporters are having a hard time accepting their defeat. There's a small group of people holding signs, Faith gets the crown, the rest of you are going down. They're heading towards your headquarters and they're not responding to police warnings. Do you want these protesters dispersed with tear gas? Nah. Fucking let them crack on. It makes no fucking difference to me. Just do your thing. Do your motherfucking thing. So does that mean I can, is this the next month? Well, we're getting there. We'll make money. So out of curiosity, how much can I earn from this? 900,000, 200,000. 600,000. So in total that's 15, 9, 6, 1.5 mil, 1.7 mil. I think we're doing good. Right lads, what we'll do is we will... Nothing else to do. Or you can restart the month if you want, but I don't want to do that. I just want to play the game. Nice, we're getting extra 50 grand a month. Right, what we'll do is we'll call it an episode there. What I like to do is I like to call it an episode, right? Then at the beginning of the next episode, we'll progress to the next month so we can see what's happening and we know where to go from there. Okay lads, hope you enjoyed the episode. See you in the next one.